Hello, duelists. Welcome to 2017. What? Yeah, it's 2017. And guess who's back? It's Oscar. He hasn't been on camera for
3-4 months, maybe?
3 months, excluding maybe the one MOS4 video. But today we're actually going to be talking about mats.
Yeah, we're doing a mat review. We got a wide selection of mats here. We're going to help you, hopefully the newer players out, to figure out which mats do you want, which mats do you get. Is it really worth it to get an expensive mat, or are these going to do well for you? It depends on your needs, of course, but hopefully our information we provide today will give you an informed decision.
Yes. Now, all these mats are actually from different times, different companies, and we're giving a full-on review on each one. I guess I'll start on with one of my oldest mats. Well, this isn't one of my oldest mats, but this is the first mat I made when I started MST.TV. You have one too?
Yeah, I do. Mine's in way better condition than yours, though.
Well, it's because Kenny's put his ballpoint pen, drew on it, spilled coffee on it, and the one thing about this is this mat is from inked Playmats, or they were inked Playmats back then. They're inked gaming now. There's one thing I noticed about these mats is that they are 1/16 thickness in terms of the rubber thickness, and they crease a little easier than the other mats that I've been using so far.
Yeah, and so you'll notice that these mats, like especially with these ones, this is an upper deck mat, which is very similar in quality. These are kind of rubber play mats that you use on a very low quality mouse pad. These mats won't last you very long. Their sides here will fray very easily, and if you use them for more than a year, really, it's basically gone to shit, and you don't want to use it because it just looks really gross. You can wash it, but it doesn't help the fraying. It actually makes it worse.
The fraying definitely gets really bad. Now, the second mat here, this is actually my very first playmat that I got for my birthday back in 2008. It's a long time. I don't play too much on it. I played Teledad on it, and that was about it. But this is still when Upper Deck was still running the show. And this mat, I was a bit surprised because I kind of like stacked a lot of stuff on top of it. It was folded on like this, and I kind of left it for like a good couple of months. Now that mat was basically folded similarly like that, and I left it like that for about a good 3-4 months before I dug it out for this video. This one surprisingly didn't crease at all.
Yeah.
So whatever you did back then for Hobby League mats for Yu-Gi-Oh! You did a really good job. The fraying isn't too bad. There are like noticeable pieces that I probably don't want to touch, but these mats, well, they're official artwork and everything. So this is what kind of
this is the plus of these mats is that you get the official artwork. If you're a newer player, then these are the mats you want to go for usually that you see because well, it's got relevant artwork. And the one thing I really like about these mats is the back here is rubber, unlike these kind of cloth mats. So when you put it on a table, it's guaranteed not to slip and slide. So this mat is gonna stay. And if you play with it, when I play with these cloth mats, they'll usually droop to one side. So I'll have to keep readjusting it. So there is a solution is you play the cloth mat on top of this mat, but it's kind of unnecessary.
A lot of people do that.
Yes,
like I've seen that at regionals.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
Yeah. But anyways, how we grade it, these are the worst. And they're not cheap too. These usually are around $20 to $25. That's quite a bit for something that it's going to go to shit to basically in a year. And in terms of degradation of how the mats are, we'll go into more in depth of it when we go with this mat. So we'll put these mats aside. So shit tier.
So next up, we have stuff from CustomMousePads.com, and these are my mass mat supplier, which I shouldn't really tell you guys, but anyways, you guys need to know this because they only do bulk. And then we have also this one here.
The official Konami mat. So these are the ones you win at regionals or sneak peeks.
This one was a Nats entry mat.
Yeah, it's my Nats entry mat that I've given to Thomas.
Thank you.
I don't need it anymore.
You have the other one. You have the top one.
Yes. Anyways, let's not go on to that.
Thickness-wise, very similar. Backing-wise, also very similar. I think they are identical. They're basically identical.
Very similar. This one is a little more fine in the back, but they're basically similar. Their thickness in terms of compared to the previous one, the shit tier mat is also very similar in terms of thickness.
Yes, they're about 1/16 inch thickness.
Yeah. So actually, I'll tell you the story is for these custom mats, I bought one on eBay when I first started playing. It was an X-Saber mat, and I really like X-Sabers, but I bought one and I used it for about a year, and it went to absolute trash. The sides were all crumpled, and I treated the mat fairly too. Like when I stored it, it was folded right. folded like so into a backpack. But these mats just go to complete shit after, I'd say, a year and a bit. And again, these mats are not cheap.
Especially official artwork from events. Like the Ordeal, the Traveler mats, they can go from, I don't know, like $200?
The Dark Lord Ordeal the Traveler one is $550.
$500
USD.
So $500 USD, and you're paying for something that's, requires quite a bit of care to maintain.
Yeah.
Like, definitely we've invested into mat tubes to keep them in a rolled up position and keep it like hard, like protected with a hard case.
Yeah.
And I think if you're gonna go with like really prestigious mats that are about this quality, I would recommend investing into a mat tube.
Yes, you definitely need a mat tube if you want.
Don't fold it into a backpack.
Yeah, don't fold it into a backpack. But if you have like a $20, $25 one, that's fine. But if you have like a regional one, which could be around 100, Nationals one, like 150, like Ordeal the Traveler ones, those are really expensive.
500, 200
yeah, like
plus.
Worlds mats, first off, don't take it out of the plastic because you instantly lose all the value. And invest in a mat tube if you're going to use it. Because it'll save it a lot, but it will still start to degrade.
Like this one here, Oscar gave it to me. You've never played on it.
I never played on it.
I never played on it. And the edges are already starting to fray.
Yeah, if you take a closer look, it's already starting to fray.
They can't really get a closer look.
No, well, yeah.
But it is starting to fray, and I'm sure you guys have noticed that your mats are on the edges, especially on the side that you're playing on. Usually when you put it on a table, like if it's not like a big table, you might have a part of the edge sticking out and your body's rubbing against it, and that's causing the fraying.
Yeah.
So you gotta be extra careful.
Or just like when it's in the backpack and just stuff is rubbing around it, so it's gonna cause fraying. But again, I feel like this grading is just a little bit better than the previous ones. Pricing wise, again, for the official artwork is very different.
My custom artwork ones usually about $30 because I never do any kind of like copying of the artwork. I do all from scratch. You can watch it on the stream actually, and it takes about like 50 hours for me on and off.
Yeah, so
kind of like that's why I just charge whatever I believe is a fair price.
So 30 I think is pretty fair, but again, you're gonna get about 1 to 2 years worth of play on it.
I would be very careful with these.
Yeah,
they're like more like collectibles.
Yeah, honestly, I have a lot of these mats from Sneak Peeks, Regionals,
just collectibles.
One Nationals, and it's just a collectible. I never play on them.
All right, next up.
So next we have, it's another rubber play mat, but it's different.
All right, so we got this one here, and we have one here. This one is by Realist Playmats. These are the guys I go to for single playmats. Honestly, very durable playmats.
So the difference between this one and the ones we previously showed you is the thickness.
The thickness here is double. And what that means is you're just gonna get a lot more durability. You can handle a little bit more roughly and won't do any more damage to it. Mm-hmm. The edges, they do start to fray because there's no sealant around it. There's no they don't have a finishing around it.
Yeah, there's no finishing, so it's gonna be very similar fraying. But again, it's much higher quality. When you play on the mat, when you feel the mat, you're gonna feel the thickness very easily.
Like when you press on it, you can feel the squish.
Yes, and honestly, this is like one of my favorite play mats. I had this one when we first started the channel, and I used it for basically 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years now.
Permanently 2 years, basically 3 to 4 times a week, non-stop. Didn't treat it with much care, and it's been holding up greatly. So if you want a rubber playmat with a design, then definitely go for this one. It will last you a lot longer.
So Realist Playmats are the guys I go to. Really, really good stuff. I really like the guy. He's really transparent in terms of the transaction.
Real transparent.
Real transparent. Really good stuff. I'm still going to him for a lot of the single stuff. Anytime I do a giveaway, I just order from them and ship it straight to your door.
Yeah, he gives you the good quality.
I'm giving you the good qualities on all the giveaways. Which is kind of interesting. Yeah, well, anyways. But yeah, this is really nice stuff. But speaking of like fraying from the edges, I guess we can move on to this one here.
So this is from PC Master Race. If you Google it, it's basically it's a PC gaming mouse that has been increased in size so that you can use it for card games.
It feels very nice.
Yeah, it's the top part is it's a different feel from the rubber playmats, definitely, and the backside is still the same, but thickness, it's way more thick. I'm not exactly sure how thick it is. I've had this for a very long time, and you can see it's absolutely flawless. I had this for almost 8 months. The edges here there's stitching. Is it stitching?
Yeah, the stitching and the finish.
Yeah, it's stitching. So the fraying issue that we've discussed so much in the previous mats, completely solved. It's not going to fray. It's going to last you a very long time. The only issue is they don't do artwork. It comes black. That's it. If you're one of those people who just like your mats black, you like to wear just all black, perfect for you. Absolutely perfect.
I really like the feel of it. The bounciness of it. It's really nice.
It's great. I gave this one to a friend. He used it every day basically for testing hands, playing, or just even using it as a mouse pad.
I would use this as a mouse pad.
Yeah, he used this as a mouse pad every day, playing card games, like shuffling cards on it. Look, it's absolutely flawless still. He didn't wash it once. That's just very, very impressive.
Did you take it from him?
Yeah, I just
Oh my god. Okay. I thought this was the second one.
No, it's like this is one I've had for like a very long time. I gave it to a friend and he gave it back to me now. It's still perfect condition. So would highly recommend this. And this is about $45. So we're going to move on to the more higher quality premium mats now. A little higher in the price range. So the best brand for these mats is going to be Calsa Brain Games. If you Google Spellbrand or Calsa Brain.
They've been around for a while.
They've been around for a very long time. They have mats that date back to 1992, which is when I was born, which is really silly.
Get a mat as old as you.
Yeah, you can get a mat as old as you. And you can still play on it. It's absolutely amazing. These mats are going to last you basically for until you quit card games. You buy one, you can use it for life.
And they've got good value retention for sure.
Definitely. Some of the old ones are actually worth more than they bought for. So the 1992 ones are going to be like $250 to $300 range. Some of the most expensive mats in the world are Magic the Gathering World Championship mats, which are printed on Spellgrounds. So those are very expensive. Let's not talk about that. not
Google it.
Yeah, not something you would get normally, and you wouldn't play on it definitely. But yeah, these in terms of quality and just how much use you're getting it for your money is absolutely amazing. So the old ones, again, the price varies very greatly in secondary market. The new ones are going to be around $35, not including shipping. They usually ship priority, so it's very expensive for shipping. It doubles the price almost. There's no option for it, but yeah, so pricing, it's going to be $35 for retail. Secondary market, unknown, depends on the one you get.
But usually you can expect to be quite a bit more than what you would retail for.
Yes, exactly. So the fraying issue, nothing. This one is 2011, and it's absolutely... It's flawless, and Thomas plays on this a lot. Yes. He did a deck profile of it on a garbage can.
Oh yeah, so, that was the garbage can profile.
So Matt. Hasn't been cleaned disgustingly, and...
No, quick note, every single time I get any new mat, Kenny, Nishi, he spills coffee or draws on it with a ballpoint pen. This one was no exception.
No exception.
So, for people that love Spellground and don't like seeing them damage, yeah, this one is not for you.
There's a coffee stain
There's a coffee stain right there.
Which, I mean, you don't even notice.
It's hard to see. Luckily, it's orange. It's orange.
So the coffee stain is not visible.
It's orange match the MST.TV color.
Yeah. But, so we're going to go on to these ones that we have here.
So the newer generations.
This is the new generation. So what they're calling it, it's called V4 Fabric. It's different. It's a lot smoother.
I believe it's velvet for the V.
Yes. So it's actually a lot smoother. But the issue that they have here with this new generation is, which is why I think it's because it's the very first generation of this. Is the very first V4 mat, the Festival Ground for Monkey. The fraying. I've had this for not even 3 months, and you can see that there's, pieces of cloth just coming out. Yeah, it just comes out, and you don't want to peel it because it makes it worse. And there's really nothing you can do about it. You just have to play with it on it, and it's just like that, unfortunately.
I would be really scared if I had like an adhesive or like a Velcro kind of get caught on it.
Yeah.
And pull on it, that's going to damage it quite far.
Yeah, and these mats aren't cheap too, right? Like the secondary market for this mat right now is around 200 something. Obviously you can get other different images and different colors for way cheaper on their site. It's around $35 again. But yeah, you're still going to have this fraying problem. This is the newest V4, so it's the second generation after this. It came out one season after this, so this is the winter ground. It's got a snowman, and the fraying issue is a little better.
There is a couple areas here.
Yeah, there is a couple pieces, but this is brand new. I literally just took it out of the bag for this review, and it's already slightly beginning to fray. Which is very concerning. So I'm guessing that this fraying issue hasn't been solved yet
I think
entirely.
it's the backing. The backing between the new and the old, they're a bit different. Like look how tightly knit this one is.
Yeah, the backing is higher quality.
The backing is much more higher quality in the older ones.
Mm-hmm. And this second generation V4 is
the cloth feel.
It's different. This one feels a lot nicer. This one is a lot more rough.
And the older ones are much rougher.
Yeah, this is way rougher.
This is way rougher. Yeah. Like you can see the little patterns.
Yeah, so in terms of if you want something softer or rougher, then if you want something soft to play on, definitely the newer ones for Spellgrounds. So we're gonna give this, I think, very high quality in terms of price and durability and just how much you can use it. This is, I think, if you're a serious card game player and you really enjoy this hobby, this is what you want to get. Definitely, you want to get these kind of mats.
It's not just prestige. Oh, he's using a Spellground. He's like pro
elitism.
Player. It's actually just an investment to for your care for your cards.
There's like an economic theory. I forgot the name of it, but it favors people who have money. It's cheaper over the long run, right? Like a poor man who has to buy boots every year is going to spend a lot of money over the many years replacing the boots. So you're going to replace your boot with these every year, basically. Whereas if you buy one right now, one-time purchase, just a little more expensive, maybe double the price of a regular mat, you can use it for a decade, right? The 1992 mats. You can use it for a decade, and it's going to pay for itself in the long run. So
it also depends on how much care and maintenance you put into these guys.
Of course, these can be washed, but of course, even this one that hasn't been washed, obviously, it's
fine.
It's fine.
It's basically as is when it came out of the bag.
I wouldn't rub my face on it, but so now we've gone to the last section. So this is
the newest brand.
Yeah, a newest brand, a brand new company that just came out. Game-ending mats, gem mats for short. Very, very high quality.
Are they really that game ending? Are they the final mat you're gonna go for?
Actually, the pricing wise is $10 more than the Spellgrounds.
For the retail.
$45. Yeah, retail $45. Obviously, secondary market. This is the very first generation that they've had. It's going to be a lot more. I think this one currently retails for $125 or something.
If they go in the same trend as Spellgrounds, these can go really high. There's only one thing I don't really like about it, though.
What?
It's the branding.
The logo here?
The logo is too big.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Personally, I don't like the logo being so big. Like Spellgrounds, you just put a little line there and then that's it. It's like it's not part of the mat in the design.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just like a purist, kind of wanting to be clean.
Yeah, so it depends on, I guess, your personal preferences, of course. But the good thing about these mats is that you can actually get them custom. So for big teams...
that's huge.
Yes, big teams like Team Jobber or ARG, so these are very big names in Yu-Gi-Oh! The company can actually make custom design mats for you, which Spellground does not do.
House of Champs also, I believe, is a partner with them now.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna go with the custom stuff. And if I would love to do these as prize mats, personally.
Yeah, these mats are, like, not only is it customization, it's also a small company, so the owner is very, very hands-on. He messaged me personally, he actually, like, even if you're a normal customer, he'll make sure your deliverer is properly packaged. This was very neatly packaged, very cleanly packaged, and the bag that's on the ground over there has a gem mat. It doesn't come in any, like, a normal plastic bag. This is like a reusable, resealable bag, so also adds to the value of it.
But the feel.
Yeah, the feel is, I think it's similar to the V4 softness, but the one thing I really like about this mat is I've used this mat for about 4 months now, is the fraying. There's basically no fraying on the side.
See, this one is like, it's like the old Spellground.
Yeah, it's like the old Spellground for the back.
It's much more tightly knit.
Definitely.
Like the other ones are way looser. I would say double, like the spacing in the ceiling in the back.
Yeah.
Is like the spacing is double for the new Spellgrounds.
This one I think is the highest quality you can get. So for $45, it's about,
I think it's a deal.
2.5 rubber play mats. It's honestly, if you're gonna use this for like every card game that you are gonna play, this is a great deal. And unfortunately, again, it's a small company, so they don't make that many mats. I believe the very first one, this one, was mass produced at only 100.
That's very little.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to make sure you check their website constantly to see if you can actually get it on time. You don't want to buy from the secondary market because it's just going to be way overpriced. But if you can get your hands on one of these, definitely do. They're very nice.
I definitely want to do prize mats on these. I think they're like definitely worth it if I can put my own custom stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe theme it towards the next big Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Why not? I would say these are very pretty. They feel very nice. They don't have a fraying problem. Basically, you're getting a softer version of the surface with the backing of the old.
Yeah, you're gonna get the dependability of the backing and the edges with the softness of the new generation, which is actually a very, very big improvement.
So what do you guys think of which mats you want to get into? I personally think that if you're going to be like a long-term player, go with the cloth stuff.
Yeah,
design-wise, they're always going to change. Like Oscar said, you're going to be updating it constantly over and over again, or you can get something nice and simple to kind of represent where you basically you're just going to play on these and it represents you. It's gonna be like a story. Every single tournament you go to, you have it. It's with you.
Yeah, and honestly, one of my biggest regrets is not buying one of these mats earlier, because I had to switch mats constantly, and overall I just spent more money than I really should have. So learn from my mistakes. Get one of these mats early.
I find that these ones, they're more like prizes.
Yeah,
they're like artwork prizes.
Yeah. I just had like a giant stack of these as like trophies, really.
They're basically trophies.
Yeah.
I do like them though. I do like them as trophies though.
Yes, I do. Okay, so if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up.
Yeah. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, notification squad, please. Thank you very much.
And if you want to see more reviews, make a comment below about what kind of reviews you want to see, because we don't honestly do that many of these review videos.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort, and actually we have to gather so much product. And if you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, you already told them to subscribe already. And as always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV.